What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Last day of the month. Wow. I'm your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, doing it for you every day here. Your daily Buckeye Blitz. 5 to 10 minutes of Buckeye info you never knew you needed. Just kidding. You definitely need this info. We know we're in the middle of the after season. Hearts and prayers, thoughts and prayers go out to the Bengals who got smoked, got beat Sunday night. Sorry about that. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan, so hate to see that. Sammy Hubbard too, Von Bell, those guys. So unfortunate, but I think the Bengals are going to be good for a while. I don't think they're going anywhere. So they'll get in the Super Bowl eventually again. So anyways, let's talk offense, defense. I found something interesting the other day when I was looking at scholarship numbers. There's an imbalance between the offense and the defense when you look at the number of scholarship players on each side of the ball. And this is not a new thing. I went back the last 3 recruiting cycles, and we have an imbalance. Like in 2021 is really bad, but so we have more offensive players than defensive players, and it's not by 1 or 2, it's by like 5 to 8, depending on the year, which is substantial. And I'm not saying it is the reason why we have issues in the defense, but I think it has something to do with it. I'm not saying the team has to be 50-50 split. You can't do that anyways with 85 scholarships unless you go down to 84, So I don't think you need to have a 50-50 split, but according to Ryan Day's scholarship numbers by position, this is what he wants. He said this over a year ago, or about a year ago. He wants 4 quarterbacks. These are scholarship, okay? Forget walk-ons, stuff like that. 4 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 11 receivers, 5 tight ends, 16 O-linemen, okay? That gives you a total of 41 players on offense. These are his goals for each position. Obviously, you can't hit that right on the button every time. But then defense, it's 8 DNs, 8 D tackles, 8 linebackers, 8 cornerbacks, and 11 safeties. So that's a total of 43. So bringing your number to 84, which is kind of weird. So you got to remember you got kickers and punters in there. So you're never going to hit that right on the button. But let's look at 2023's class, all scholarship players, including new recruits that are coming in. We're projected to have 45 scholarship players on offense, right? And 39 on defense. We're going to have 4 quarterbacks when everybody gets into the class in on campus, 5 running backs if you include Chip Trainum, 13 receivers, 6 tight ends, and 17 O-linemen, 18 if you include Avery Henry, who is going through the fight with cancer. So 17 is what we're gonna base that on, okay, to make the 45. Now on the 39 defensive players in this scholarship, school year, we'll have 7 defensive tackles, 9 defensive ends, 7 linebackers, 6 corners, and 10 safeties. Now, where are we lacking? Just remember, I just said we need 8 corners, 11 safeties, 8 linebackers, and 8 D tackles, 8 D ends. We're lacking. We've got some holes there that we have to address on the defense, in my opinion. And again, why? So if the goal is to have the 41 on offense, 43 on defense, we're way out of whack with these numbers. We have 45 on offense, 39 on defense. So we have to. You can't make all that up in the portal. You can't make that up in one recruiting cycle. But this is not a new trend. This has been happening. In 2022, the offense had 43 players, defense had 38, almost in line with what we have now. 2021, offense had 44 players, defense had 36. It's freaking insane, man. When they break for spring practice in March, when they begin, they will only have 31 scholarship players on defense. 31. The rest of the guys are coming in the summer after spring is over. That's frightening. Very concerning. Coaching staff's going to have to get creative with how they practice, and probably going to have to give guys some days off. Obviously, you're going to have guys cross train at other positions. So it's very concerning to me that this is a trend. It's not just a 1 year thing. So we'll probably lose some guys, especially in the O-line and wide receiver rooms, most likely after spring. There's just too many dudes in there. I mean, what I mentioned there, receivers will have 13. Ryan Day only needs 11. So O-line as well, we're going to have 17. I'm sure they'll keep Avery Henry on scholarship while he's going through his chemo and treatments and stuff. But 17 O-linemen, he only needs 16. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some guys that haven't even seen the field yet, like those third and fourth year guys. Talking about Trey LaRue, Grant Toutant, those guys may not be around after spring, in my opinion. But we got to get D linemen and we got to get corners. That is priority one. That's why they've been holding all these visits, from portal guys. Just had the Ole Miss guy in Columbus this past weekend. I think NIL is going to be the deciding factor there between Ohio State, Michigan, and Tennessee. So guess who is attacking NIL? Tennessee. And he said one of his Instagram videos over the weekend, one of his boys in the background said, "We ain't taking no pay cut." So where do you think that's going? So scratch him off the list, I'm guessing. And I'm not sure you really want somebody like that that's focused just on NIL money. But so this offense and defense imbalance is a major concern of mine. And we only brought in a 20-person class in this 2023 cycle. So this has to be attacked. And I think this is priority one when you bring a James Laurinaitis into the staff. He can't go on the road and recruit, but he can communicate with players, text, call, any kind of communication is fine. And anytime a recruit's on campus, he can meet with them and stuff, So he is going to be charged with that task of increasing this defensive recruiting, especially linebackers. Obviously, he's going to be the GA there, but I think you want to kind of mold him in that Brian Hartline of the defense. That's what we're looking for, Brian Hartline of the defensive staff that is going to attack recruiting and eventually get a position coach job, as he elevates in the program, and then he can get on the road and recruit and stuff. So that's all I got for you. Wanted you to be aware that this is a trend, this imbalance between the offense and defense. So let me know what you guys think. Does it bother you? Do you care? I do. I think it's a big deal, but we'll see how things change going forward. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.